Well, investigators have identified the driver involved in a crash that killed 2 pedestrians in East Contra Costa County over the weekend.
Yeah, police say the suspect, Colby Sharver, was drunk when he hit and killed 2 teenagers, a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old, on Byron Highway in Knightson. KTVU's Greg Liggins talked to friends of the victims who went to that crash scene.
Pain and anguish were evident as many young people visited a roadside memorial along Byron Highway near Delta Road in Knightson, the spot in East Contra Costa County where 2 teenage pedestrians were killed Saturday night.
Once he hit them, they were dead.
A friend who wishes to remain unidentified tells us the 2 victims were leaving a quinceañera at a home on Byron Highway around 11 p.m. when the pair were struck and killed along the roadside. The CHP has arrested an 18-year-old from Knightson who was behind the wheel of a Subaru. They've charged the driver with felony DUI. Friends of the victims say the terrible news was circulating throughout the night.
I was somewhere else and they called me and we came as fast as we could and her body was laying right there.
He's referring to one victim, an 18-year-old woman from Pittsburgh whose identity has not yet been released. The other victim, a 16-year-old boy from Oakley. KTVU is withholding his identity pending an official ID from the coroner. A young woman who didn't give her name described the teen as an avid horse lover and compassionate friend.
He was always caring, and he was literally like one of my biggest supporters, and he would always make sure that we were happy and always made sure that we were just doing good and well. He had such a big heart.
As people gathered at the roadside memorial, some friends played music to console their grief. One song was called Siempre Clave. In parallel with this real-life tragedy, the song is about the death of a young man who loved horses, was beloved by friends and family, and sadly dies at the age of 16. The names of all involved are expected to be released in coming days. Greg Liggins, KTVU, Fox 2 News.